How are you, Ibrahim? How's everything with you?
Alhamdulillah.
बिल्कुल ठीक है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अच्छा little बच्चा
ठीक है
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم انطلق الشيخ سعيد بسم الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون ما يأتيهم من ذكر من ربهم محدث إلا استمعوا وهم يلعبون لاهية قلوبهم وأسروا النجوى الذين ظلموا هل هذا إلا بشر مثلكم أفتأتون السحر وأنتم تبصرون قل ربي يعلم القول في السماء والأرض وهو السميع العليم بل قالوا أضغاث أحلام بل افتراه بل هو شاعر فليأتنا بآيات كما أرسل الأولون ما آمنت قبلهم من قرية أهلكناها أفهم يؤمنون وما أرسلنا قبلك إلا رجالا يوحى إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون وما جعلناهم جسدا لا يأكلون الطعام وما كانوا خالدين ثم صدقناهم الوعد فأنجيناهم ومن نشاء وأهلكنا المسرفين لقد أنزلنا إليكم كتابا فيه ذكركم أفلا تعقلون وكم قصمنا من قرية كانت ظالمة وأنشأنا بعدها قوما آخرين فلما أحسوا بأسنا إذا هم منها يركضون لا تركضوا وارجعوا إلى ما أترفتم فيه ومساكنكم لعلكم تسألون قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين فما زالت تلك دعواهم حتى جعلناهم حصيدا خامدين وما خلقنا السماء والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين بل نقذف بالحق على الباطل فيدمغه فإذا هو زاهق ولكم الويل مما تصفون وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون أم اتخذوا آلهة من الأرض هم ينشرون لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا فسبحان الله رب العرش عما يصفون لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون أم اتخذوا من دونه آلهة قل هاتوا برهانكم هذا ذكر من معي وذكر من قبلي بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون الحق فهم معرضون وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول إلا يوحى إليه أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدون وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا سبحانه بل عباد مكرمون لا يسبقونه بالقول وهم بأمره يعملون يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى وهم من خشيته مشفقون ومن يقل منهم إني إله من دونه فذلك نجزيه جهنم كذلك نجزي الظالمين أولم يرى الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي أفلا يؤمنون وجعلنا في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بهم وجعلنا فيها فجاجا سبلا لعلهم يهتدون وجعلنا السماء سقفا محفوظا وهم عن آياتها معرضون وهو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد أفإن مت فهم الخالدون كل نفس ذائقة الموت ونبلوكم بالشر والخير فتنة وإلينا ترجعون وإذا رأك الذين كفروا إن يتخذونك إلا هزوا هذا الذي يذكر آلهتكم وهم بذكر الرحمن هم كافرون خلق الإنسان من عجل سأريكم آياتي فلا تستعجلون ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين قل يعلم الذين كفروا حين لا يكفون لو يعلم الذين كفروا حين لا يكفون عن وجوههم النار ولا عن ظهورهم ولا هم ينصرون بل تأتيهم بغتة فتبعتهم فلا يستطيعون ردها ولا هم ينظرون ولقد استهزئ برسل من قبلك فحاق بالذين سخروا منهم ما كانوا به يستهزئون قل من يكلؤكم بالليل والنهار من الرحمن بل هم عن ذكر ربهم معرضون أم لهم آلهة تمنعهم من دوننا لا يستطيعون نصر أنفسهم ولا هم منا يصحبون بل متعنا هؤلاء وآباءهم حتى طال عليهم العمر أفلا يرون أنا ناتي الأرض ننقصها من أطرافها أفهم الغالبون قل إنما أنذركم بالوحي ولا يسمع الصم الدعاء إذا ما ينذرون ولئن مستهم نفحة من عذاب ربك ليقولن يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين ونضع الموازين القسط ليوم القيامة فلا تظلم نفس شيئا وإن كان مثقال حبة من خردل أتينا بها وكفى بنا حاسبين ولقد آتينا موسى وهارون الفرقان وضياء وذكرى للمتقين الذين يخشون ربهم
وذكرا للمتقين.
ولقد آتينا موسى وهارون الفرقان وضياء وذكرا للمتقين الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب وهم من الساعة مشفقون وهذا ذكر مبارك أنزلناه أفأنتم له منكرون ولقد آتينا إبراهيم رشده من قبل وكنا به عالمين إذ قال لأبي وقومه ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لا عاكفون قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين قال لقد كنتم أنتم وآباؤكم في ضلال مبين قالوا أجئتنا بالحق أم أنت من اللاعبين قال بل ربكم رب السماوات والأرض الذي فطرهن وأنا على ذلكم من الشاهدين وتالله لأكيدن أصنامكم بعد أن تولوا مدبرين فجعلهم جذاذا إلا كبيرا لهم لعلهم إليه يرجعون قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا إنه لمن الظالمين قالوا سمعنا فتى يذكرهم يقال له إبراهيم قالوا فاتوا به على أعين الناس لعلهم يشهدون قالوا وأنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم قال بل فعله كبيرهم هذا فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. فرجعوا إلى أنفسهم فقالوا إنكم أنتم الظالمون. ثم نكسوا على رؤوسهم لقد علمت ما هؤلاء ينطقون. قال فتعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم أف لكم ولم تعبدون من دون الله أفلا تعقلون. قالوا حرقوا وانصروا آلهتكم إن كنتم فاعلين. قلنا يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم وأرادوا به كيدا فجعلناهم الأخسرين. ونجيناه ولوطا إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها للعالمين ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب نافلة وكلا جعلنا صالحين وجعلناهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا وأوحينا إليه فعل الخيرات وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وكانوا لنا عابدين. ولوطا آتيناه حكما وعلما ونجيناه من القرية التي كانت تعمل الخبائث إنهم كانوا قوم سوء فاسقين وأدخلناه في رحمتنا إنه من الصالحين. ونوحا إذ نادى من قبل فاستجبنا له فنجيناه وأهله من الكرب العظيم ونصرناه من القوم الذين كذبوا بآياتنا إنهم كانوا قوم سوء فأغرقناهم أجمعين. وداود وسليمان إذ يحكمان في الحرث إذ نفشت فيه غنم القوم وكنا لحكمهم شاهدين. ففهمنا سليمان وكلنا آتينا حكما وعلما وسخرنا مع داود الجبال يسبحن والطير وكنا فاعلين. وعلمناه صنعة لبوس لكم ليحصنكم من بأسكم
لتحصنكم. أوكي. ورش ليحصنكم. أوكي.
حاضر. وعلمناه صنعة لبوس لكم ليحصنكم من بأسكم فهل أنتم شاكرون. ولسليمان الريح عاصفة تجري بأمره إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها وكنا بكل شيء عالمين. ومن الشياطين من يغوصون له ويعملون عملا دون ذلك وكنا لهم حافظين. وأيوب إذ نادى ربه أني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين فاستجبنا له فكشفنا ما به من ضر وآتيناه أهله ومثلهم معهم رحمة من عندنا وذكرى للعابدين. وإسماعيل وإدريس وذا الكفل كل من الصابرين وأدخلناهم في رحمتنا إنهم من الصالحين. وذا النون إذ ذهب مغاضبا فظن أن لن نقدر عليه فنادى في الظلمات أن لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. فاستجبنا له ونجيناه من الغم وكذلك ننجي المؤمنين. وزكريا إذ نادى ربه رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. فاستجبنا له ووهبنا له يحيى وأصلحنا له زوجه إنهم كانوا يسارعون في الخيرات ويدعوننا رغبا ورهبا وكانوا لنا خاشعين. والتي أحصنت فرجها فنفخنا فيها من روحنا وجعلناها وابنها آية للعالمين إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون وتقطعوا أمرهم بينهم كل إلينا راجعون فمن يعمل من الصالحات وهو مؤمن فلا كفران لسعيه وإنا له كاتبون وحرام على قرية أهلكناها أنهم لا يرجعون حتى إذا فتحت ياجوج وماجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون واقترب الوعد الحق فإذا هي شاخصة أبصار الذين كفروا يا ويلنا قد كنا في غفلة من هذا بل كنا ظالمين إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حصب جهنم أنتم لا واردون لو كان هؤلاء آلهة ما وردوها وكل فيها خالدون لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتاب
الكتب ورش
يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب
الكتب
أنا عندي الكتاب خاتم
ما ورش الكتاب
كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين قل إنما يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فهل أنتم مسلمون فإن تولوا فقل آذنتكم على سواء وإن أدري أقريب أم بعيد ما توعدون إنه يعلم الجهر من القول ويعلم ما تكتمون وإن أدري لعله فتنة لكم ومتاع إلى حين قل رب احكم بالحق وربنا الرحمن المستعان على ما تصفون.
جزيتم الجنة يا شيخ سعيد، جزاكم الله خيرا، بارك الله فيك.
بارك الله فيكم، آمين يا رب أجمعين.
حفظكم الله. باشمهندس توكل على الله.
والله خلينا مستمتعين مع الشيخ سعيد ما شاء الله.
مستمتعين.
قراءة رائعة ما شاء الله، الله يزيد ويبارك.
ما شاء الله يا رب إن شاء الله.
الله يكرمكم والله يكرمكم أجمعين، آمين يا رب.
الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ويتبع كل شيطان مريد كتب عليه أنه من تولاه فأنه يضله ويهديه إلى عذاب السعير. يا أيها الناس إن كنتم في ريب من البعث فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا وترى الأرض هامدة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبتت من كل زوج بهيج ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنه يحيي الموتى وأنه على كل شيء قدير وأن الساعة آتية لا ريب فيها وأن الله يبعث من في القبور ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ولا هدى ولا كتاب منير ثاني عطفه ليضل عن سبيل الله له في الدنيا خزي ونضيقه يوم القيامة عذاب الحريق ذلك بما قدمت يداك وأن الله ليس بظلام للعبيد ومن الناس من يعبد الله على حرف فإن أصابه خير اطمأن به وإن أصابته فتنة انقلب على وجهه خسر الدنيا والآخرة ذلك هو الخسران المبين يدعو من دون الله ما لا يضره وما لا ينفعه ذلك هو الضلال البعيد يدعو لمن ضره أقرب من نفعه لبئس المولى ولبئس العشير إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار إن الله يفعل ما يريد من كان يظن أن لن ينصره الله في الدنيا والآخرة فليمدد بسبب إلى السماء ثم ليقطع فلينظر هل يذهبن كيده ما يغيظ وكذلك أنزلناه آيات بينات وأن الله يهدي من يريد إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئين والنصارى والمجوس والذين أشركوا إن الله يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة إن الله على كل شيء شهيد ألم ترى أن الله يسجد له من في السماوات ومن في الأرض والشمس والقمر والنجوم والجبال والشجر والدواب وكثير حق عليه العذاب ومن يهن الله فما له من مكرم إن الله يفعل ما يشاء.
إن شاء الله في سجدة تلاوة.
There is a sajda for tilawa, inshallah. We should all do it, inshallah.
بسم الله.
هذان خصمان اختصموا في ربهم فالذين كفروا قطعت لهم ثياب من نار يصب من فوق رؤوسهم الحميم يصهر به ما في بطونهم والجلود ولهم مقامع من حديد كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها من غم أعيدوا فيها وذوقوا عذاب الحريق إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول وهدوا إلى صراط الحميد إن الذين كفروا ويصدون عن سبيل الله والمسجد الحرام الذي جعلناه للناس سواء العاكف فيه والباد ومن يرد فيه بإلحاد بظلم نذقه من عذاب أليم. وإذ بوأنا لإبراهيم مكان البيت أن لا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود. وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فوج عميق
من كل فج عميق.
يشهد منافع لهم ويذكر اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس الفقير ثم ليقضوا تفثهم ويوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق. ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه. وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور.
خلاص البطارية خلصت. أحسنت. your battery empty charge. جزاك الله خير إن شاء الله. جزاك الله. أحسنت يا باشمهندس. أحسنت. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان. شيخ سعيد معانا؟
نعم معكم.
توكل على الله إن شاء الله.
بسم الله.
أنا في الآخر إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
حماد عايز تقرأ؟ بعد إذنك. بعدين؟
إن شاء الله.
طيب إن شاء الله. شيخ سعيد توكل على الله.
بسم الله. حنفاء لله غير مشركين به ومن يشرك بالله فكأنما خر من السماء فتخطفه الطير أو تهوي به الريح في مكان سحيق. ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. لكم فيها منافع إلى أجل مسمى ثم محلها إلى البيت العتيق. ولكل أمة جعلنا منسكا ليذكروا اسم الله على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فإلهكم إله واحد فله أسلموا. وبشر المخبتين الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم والصابرين على ما أصابهم والمقيم الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. والبدن جعلناها لكم من شعائر الله لكم فيها خير فاذكروا اسم الله عليها صواف فإذا وجبت جنوبها فكلوا منها وأطعموا القانع والمعتر كذلك سخرناها لكم لعلكم تشكرون. لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها.
لن ينال الله لحومها.
لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم. كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين. إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا إن الله لا يحب كل خوان كفور. أذن للذين يقاتلون بأنهم ظلموا وإن الله على نصرهم لقدير. الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم بغير حق إلا أن يقولوا ربنا الله ولولا دفاع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لهدمت صوامع.
ولولا دفع الله الناس.
حقرأ من السكرين. حاضر. ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لهدمت صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها اسم الله كثيرا ولينصرن الله من ينصره إن الله لقوي عزيز. الذين إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر ولله عاقبة الأمور. وإن يكذبوك فقد كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وعاد وثمود وقوم إبراهيم وقوم لوط وأصحاب مدين وكذب موسى فأمليت للكافرين ثم أخذتهم فكيف كان نكير. فكأي من قرية أهلكناها وهي ظالمة فهي خاوية على عروشها وبئر معطلة وقصر مشيد. أفلم يسيروا في الأرض فتكون لهم قلوب يعقلون بها أو آذان يسمعون بها فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور. ويستعجلونك بالعذاب ولن يخلف الله وعده وإن يوما عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون. وكأي من قرية أمليت لها وهي ظالمة ثم أخذتها وإلي المصير. قل يا أيها الناس إنما أنا لكم نذير مبين فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم.
جزاك الله خير شيخ سعيد.
وأنتم من أهل الجزاء.
حياك الله، تعبناك معنا النهارده.
الله يكرمك الله يكرمك، آمين يا رب.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. حمد عايز وقت ولا بعد؟ ها؟ نعم؟
خليني انا مره ثانيه اكون مستعد، انا براجع بس
طيب
معاك.
ان شاء الله ماشي. والذين سعوا في آياتنا معاجزين أولئك أصحاب الجحيم. وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول ولا نبي إلا إذا تمنى ألقى الشيطان في أمنيته فينسخ الله ما يلقي الشيطان ثم يحكم الله آياته ثم يحكم الله آياته والله عليم حكيم. ليجعل ما يلقي الشيطان فتنة للذين في قلوبهم مرض والقاسية قلوبهم وإن الظالمين لفي شقاق بعيد. وليعلم الذين أوتوا العلم أنه الحق من ربك فيؤمنوا به فتخبت له قلوبهم من ربك فيؤمنوا به فتخبت له قلوبهم وإن الله لهادي الذين آمنوا إلى صراط مستقيم. ولا يزال الذين كفروا في مرية منه حتى تأتيهم الساعة بغتة أو يأتيهم عذاب يوم عقيم. الملك يومئذ لله يحكم بينهم فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات في جنات النعيم والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا فأولئك لهم عذاب مهين. والذين هاجروا في سبيل الله ثم قتلوا أو ماتوا ليرزقنهم الله رزقا حسنا وإن الله لهو خير الرازقين. ليدخلنهم مدخلا يرضونه وإن الله لعليم حليم. ذلك ومن عاقب بمثل ما عوقب به ثم بغي عليه لينصرنه الله إن الله لعفو غفور. ذلك بأن الله يولج الليل في النهار ويولج النهار في الليل وأن الله سميع بصير. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأن ما يدعون من دونه هو الباطل وأن الله هو العلي الكبير. ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فتصبح الأرض مخضرة إن الله لطيف خبير. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن الله لهو الغني الحميد. ألم تر أن الله سخر لكم ما في الأرض والفلك تجري في البحر بأمره ويمسك السماء أن تقع على الأرض إلا بإذنه إن الله بالناس لرؤوف رحيم. وهو الذي أحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم إن الإنسان لكفور. لكل أمة جعلنا ما سكنهم ناسكوه فلا ينازعنك في الأمر وادع إلى ربك إنك لعلى هدى مستقيم. وإن جادلوك فقل الله أعلم بما تعملون الله يحكم بينكم يوم القيامة فيما كنتم فيه تختلفون. ألم تعلم أن الله يعلم ما في السماوات والأرض إن ذلك في كتاب إن ذلك على الله يسير. ويعبدون من دون الله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وما ليس لهم به علم وما للظالمين من نصير. وإذا تتلى عليهم آياتنا بينات تعرف في وجوه الذين كفروا المنكر يكادون يسطون بالذين يتلون عليهم آياتنا قل أفأنبئكم بشر من ذلكم النار وعدها الله الذين كفروا وبئس المصير. يا أيها الناس ضرب مثل فاستمعوا له إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لن يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له وإن يسلبهم الذباب شيئا لا يستنقذوه منه ضعف الطالب والمطلوب ما قدروا الله حق قدره إن الله لقوي عزيز. الله يصطفي من الملائكة رسلا ومن الناس إن الله سميع بصير. يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم وإلى الله ترجع الأمور. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا واعبدوا ربكم وافعلوا الخير لعلكم تفلحون. إن شاء الله
تلاوة. نعم. There is سجدة of تلاوة إن شاء الله. سجدة التلاوة.
إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وجاهدوا في الله حق جهاده هو اجتباكم وما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج ملة أبيكم إبراهيم هو سماكم المسلمين من قبل وفي هذا ليكون الرسول شهيدا عليكم وتكونوا شهداء على الناس فأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة واعتصموا بالله هو مولاكم فنعم المولى ونعم النصير. صدق الله العظيم. الحمد لله جزاكم الله خيرا. We finished Alhamdulillah, we finished now the 17th. We're gonna start with the English translation, inshallah. No, we know we're gonna start from back while we.
From Surah Kahf onwards.
Yes, we're gonna start Surah Al-Kahf, inshallah. If anyone need to refresh, to drink water, to get tea, to get something, because we're gonna sit until Fajr, inshallah, tonight. Inshallah, Bismillah. Let's organize it now. Some people we promised them yesterday. They're gonna start it tonight. Today, they would ask today.
Present.
Yes, inshallah.
طيب, alhamdulillah. They both here. Inshallah, we're gonna start with the elder, Sister Jasmine.
Yes.
After that, Soha. After that, Auntie Ziba. After that, Sister Shahla. After that, Sister Ola. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Ola.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Thank you.
How are you, house family? Good?
Alhamdulillah, very well, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. After that, who's else? Okay, then we'll start Sister Jasmine, Sister Sweet Soha, Auntie Ziba, Sister Shahla, Sister Ola. Inshallah. And guys, concentrate in the question today, okay?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All praises for Allah, who has revealed the book to his servant, allowing no crookedness in it, making it perfectly upright to warn the disbelievers of a severe torment from him, to give good news to the believers who do good, that they will have a fine reward, in which they will remain forever, and to warn those who claim Allah has offspring. They have no knowledge of this, nor did their forefather. What a terrible claim that comes out of their mouth. They say nothing but lies. Now perhaps you, O Prophet, will grave yourself to death over their denial if they continue to disbelieve in this message. We have indeed made whatever is on earth as an adornment for it, in order to test which of them and the best indeed. And we will certainly reduce whatever is on it to barren ground. Have you, O Prophet, thought that the people of the cave and the plague were the only wonder of our sign? Remember, those youths took refuge to the cave and said, "Our Lord, grant us mercy from yourself and guide us rightly through our ordeal." So we caused them to fall into a deep sleep in the cave for many years. Then we raised them so we may show which of the two groups would come better estimation of the length of their stay. We relate to you, O Prophet, their story in truth. They were youths who truly believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance. We have strengthened their hearts when they stood up and declared, Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. We will never call upon any God beside him, or we would truly be uttering outrageous lie. Then they said to one another, These people of ours have taken gods beside him. Why do they not produce a clear proof of them? Who then does more wrong than those who fabricate lies against Allah? Since you have distanced yourself from them and what they worship beside Allah, take refuge in the cave. Your Lord will extend his mercy to you and accommodate you in your ordeal. And you would have seen the sun as it rose, inclining away from their cave to the right, and as it set, declining away from them to the left, while they lay in its upon open space. That is one of the sign of Allah. Whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever he leaves to stray, you will never find for them a guiding mentor. And you would have thought they were awake though they were asleep. We turned them over to this right and left, while their dogs stretched his forelegs and the entrance. Had you looked at them, you would have certainly felt away from them, filled with horror. And so we awakened them so that they might question one another. One of them exclaimed, How long have you remained asleep? Some replied, Perhaps a day or a part of a day. They said to one another, Your Lord knows best how long you have remained. So send one of you with these silver coins of yours to the city and let them find which food is per set, and then bring a provision from it. Let him be exceptionally cautious and do not let him go away.
جزاكم الله
Give you away.
جزاكم الله خير sister. May Allah reward you. You need more?
That's fine.
جزاكم الله خير إن شاء الله. Who's else? Soha,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. For indeed if they found out about you, they will stone you to death or force you back into the faith, and then you will never succeed. That is how we caused them to be discovered, so that their people might know that Allah's promise of resurrection is true and that there is no doubt about the hour. When the people disputed with each other about the case of the youth after their death, some proposed, build a structure around them. Their Lord knows best about them. Those who prevailed in the matter said, we will surely build a place of worship over them. Some will say there were three, their dog was the fourth, while others will say there were five, their dog was the sixth, only guessing blindly. And others will say there were seven, and the dog was the eighth. Say, O Prophet, my Lord knows best their exact number. Only a few people know as well. So do not argue about them except with sure knowledge, nor consult any of those who debate about them. And never say anything of anything. I will definitely do this too. And never say of anything, I will definitely do this tomorrow, without adding, if Allah so wills. But if you forget, then remember your Lord and say, I trust my Lord will guide me to what is more right than this. They had remained in their cave for 300 years, adding 9. Say, O Prophet, Allah knows best how long they stayed with him. Allah is the knowledge of the unseen of the heavens and the earth. How perfectly he hears and sees. They have no guardian besides him, and he shares his command with none. Recite what has been revealed to you from the book of your Lord. None can change his words, nor can find any refuge besides him. And patiently stick with those who call upon their Lord morning and evening, seeking his pleasure. Do not let eyes look beyond them, desiring the luxuries of this worldly life, and do not obey those whose hearts have made them heedless of our remembrance, who follow only their desires and whose state is in total loss. And say, O Prophet, this is the truth from your Lord. Whoever wills, let them believe, and whoever wills, let them disbelieve. Surely we have prepared for the wrongdoers a fire whose walls will completely surround them. When they cry for aid, they'll be aided with water like molten metal, which will burn their faces. What a horrible drink, and what a terrible place to rest. As for those who believe and do good, we certainly never deny the reward of those who are best in deeds. It is they who will have the gardens of eternity, with rivers flowing under their feet. There they will be adorned with bracelets of gold, and wear green garments of fine silk and rich brocade, reclining there on canopied couches. What a marvelous reward, and what a fabulous place to rest. Give them, O Prophet, an example of two men to the disbelieving one. We have two gardens of grapevines which we surrounded with palm trees and placed various crops in between. Each garden yielded at its produce, never falling short, and we caused a river to flow between them. And he had other resources as well, so he boasted to a poor companion of his while conversing with him, I am greater than you in wealth and superior in manpower. And he entered his property while wronging his soul, saying, I do not think this will ever perish, nor do I think the hour will ever come. And if in fact I am returned to my Lord, I will definitely get a far better outcome than all of this. His believing companion replied while conversing with him, Do you disbelieve in the one who created you from dust, then developed you from a sperm drop, then formed you into a new man? But as for me, he is Allah, my Lord, and I'll never associate anyone with my Lord in worship. If only you had said upon entering your property, this is what Allah has willed. There's no power except with Allah. Even though you see me inferior to you in wealth and offspring, perhaps my Lord will grant me something better than your garden. Sent down upon your garden a thunderbolt from the sky, turning it into barren waste, or its water may sink into the earth, and then you will never be able to seek it out. And so all his produce was totally ruined, and he started to wring his hands for all he had spent on it, while it had collapsed on its trellises. He cried, Alas, I wish I had never associated anyone with my Lord in worship. And he had no manpower to help him, even against Allah, nor could he even help himself. At this time, support comes only from Allah, the true Lord. He is best in reward and best in outcome. And give him a parable of this worldly life. It is like the plants of the earth, thriving when sustained by the rain. We send down from the sky. Then they soon turn into shafts scattered by the wind, and Allah is fully capable of doing all things. Wealth and children are the adornment of this worldly life, but the everlasting good deeds are far better with your Lord and reward and hope. Beware of the day we will blow the mountains away, and you will see the earth laid bare, and we will gather all humankind, leaving none behind. They will be presented before your Lord in rows, and dinars will be told, You have surely returned to us all alone as we created you the first time, although you always claimed that we would never appoint a time for your return. And the record of deeds will be laid upon, and you will see the wicked in the fear of what is written in it. They will cry, Woe to us! What kind of record in this does not leave any sin, small or large, unlisted? They will find whatever they did present before them, and your Lord will never wrong anyone. And remember when we said to the angels, Prostrate before Adam, so they all did, but not Iblis, who was one of the jinn. But he rebelled against the command of his Lord. Would you then take him and his descendants and patrons instead of me, although they are your enemy? What an evil alternative for the wrongdoers to choose. I never called them to witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, or even their own creation, nor would I take the misleaders as helpers. And be aware of the day he will say, Call upon those who claimed were my associate gods. So they will call upon them, but will receive no response, and we will make them all share in the same doom. The wicked will see the fire and realize that they are bound to fall into it and will find no way to avoid it. We have surely set forth in this Quran every kind of lesson for people, but humankind is the most argumentative of all beings, and nothing prevents people from believing when guidance comes to them and from seeking their Lord's forgiveness, except their demand to meet the same fate of earlier dinars, or that the torment would confront them face to face. We do not send the messengers except as deliverers of good news and warners, but the disbelievers argue in falsehood, hoping to discredit the truth with it and make a mockery of my revelations and warnings. And who does more wrong than those who, when reminded of their Lord's revelations, turn away from them and forget what their own hands have done? We have certainly cast veils over their hearts, leaving them unable to comprehend this Quran, and deafness in their ears. And if you, O Prophet, invite them to true guidance, they will never be rightly guided. Your Lord is all forgiving, full of mercy. If he were to seize them immediately for what they commit, he would certainly hasten their punishment. But they have an appointed time from which they will find no refuge. Those are the societies we destroyed when they persisted in wrong, and we had set a time for their destruction. And remember when Moses said to his young assistant, I will never give up until I reach the junction of the two seas, even if I travel for ages. But when they finally reached the point where the seas met, they forgot their salted fish, and it made its way into the sea, slipping away wondrously. When they had passed further, he said to his assistant, Bring us our meal. We have certainly been exhausted by today's journey. He replied, Do you remember when we rested by the rock? That is when I forgot the fish. None made me forget to mention this except Satan, and the fish made its way into the sea miraculously. Moses said, That is exactly what we were looking for. So they returned, retracing their footsteps. There they found a servant of ours, to whom we had granted mercy from us and enlightened with knowledge of our own. Moses said to him, May I follow you, provided that you teach me some of the right guidance you have been taught? He said, You certainly cannot be patient enough with me. And how can you be patient with what is beyond your realm of knowledge? Moses assured him, You will find me patient, Allah willing, and I will not disobey any of your orders. He responded, Then if you follow me, do not question me about anything until I myself clarify it for you. So they set out, but after they had boarded the ship, The man made a hole in it. Moses protested, "Have you done this to drown its people? You have certainly done a terrible thing." He replied, "Did I not say that you cannot have patience with me?" Moses pleaded, "Excuse me for forgetting, and do not be hard on me." So they proceeded until they came across a boy, and the man killed him. Moses protested, "Have you killed an innocent soul? Who killed no one? You have certainly done a horrible thing." He answered, "Did I not tell you that you cannot be patient with me?" Moses replied, "If I ever question you about anything after this, then do not keep me in your company, for by then I would not have given you enough of an excuse." So they moved on until they came to the people of a town. They asked them for food, but the people refused to give them hospitality. There they found a wall ready to collapse, so the man set it right. Moses protested, "If you wanted, you could have demanded a fee for this." He replied, "This is the parting of our ways. I will explain to you what you could not bear patiently. As for the ship, it belonged to some poor people working at sea, so I intended to damage it, for there was a tyrant king ahead of them who seizes every good ship by force. As for the boy, his parents were true believers, and we feared that he would pressure them into defiance and disbelief. So we hoped that their Lord would give them another, more virtuous and caring in his place. And as for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys in the city, and under the wall was a treasure that belonged to them. And their father had been a righteous man. So your Lord willed that these children should come of age and retrieve their treasure as a mercy from your Lord. I did not do it all on my own. This is the explanation of what you could not bear patiently. They ask you, O Prophet, about Dhul Qarnayn. Say, I will relate to you something of his narrative. Surely we established them in the land and gave them the means to all things. So he traveled the course until he reached the setting point of the sun, which appeared to him to be setting in a spring of murky water, where he found some people. We said, O Dhul Qarnayn, either punish them or treat them kindly. He responded, whoever does wrong will be punished by us. Then will be returned to their Lord, who will punish them with a horrible torment. As for those who believe and do good, they will have the finest reward, and we will assign them easy commands. Then he traveled a different course. Until he reached the rising point of the sun, he found it rising on a people for whom we had provided no shelter from it. So it was, and we truly had full knowledge of him. Then he traveled a third course. Until he reached a pass between 2 mountains, he found in front of them a people who could hardly understand his language. They pleaded, O Dhul Qarnayn, surely Gog and Magog, Ya'juj and Ma'juj are spreading corruption throughout the land. Should we pay you tribute provided that you build a wall between us and them? He responded, what my Lord has provided for me is far better, but assist me with resources and I will build a barrier between you and them. Bring me blocks of iron. Then, when he had filled up the gap between the 2 mountains, he ordered, blow. When the iron became red hot, he said, bring me molten copper to pour over it. And so the enemies could neither skill nor tunnel through it. He declared, this is a mercy from my Lord. But when the promise of my Lord comes to pass, he will level it to the ground, and my Lord's promise is ever true. On that day, we will let them surge like waves over one another. Later, the trumpet will be blown, and we will all gather people together. On that day, we will display hell clearly for the disbelievers. Those who turned a blind eye to my reminder, I could not stand listening to it. Do the disbelievers think they can simply take my servants as lords instead of me? We have surely prepared hell as an accommodation for the disbelievers. Say, O Prophet, shall we inform you of who will lose the most deeds? They are those whose efforts are in vain in this worldly life while they think they are doing good. It is they who reject the signs of their Lord in their meeting with him, rendering their deeds void. So we will not give them their deeds any weight on judgment day. That is their reward, hell, for their disbelief and mockery of my signs and messengers. Indeed, those who believe and do good will have the gardens of paradise as an accommodation, where they will be forever, never desiring anywhere else. Say, O Prophet, if the ocean were ink for writing the words of my Lord, it would certainly run out before the words of my Lord were finished, even if we refilled it with its equal. Say, O Prophet, I am only a man like you, but it has been revealed to me that your God is only one God. So whoever hopes for the meeting with their Lord, let them do good deeds and associate none in the worship of the Lord. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
Jazakum Allahu khairan. So you are a mercy from Allah for us. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Who's next? Auntie Ziba.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
You're going to read for yesterday and today.
Okay, no problems.
Okay.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Kaf ha ya ain sad.
Surah Yusuf, inshallah. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is a reminder of your Lord's mercy to his servant Zachariah when he cried out to his Lord privately, saying, my Lord, surely my bones have become brittle and gray hair has spread across my head, but I have never been disappointed in my prayer to my Lord. And I am concerned about the fate of my relatives after me, since my wife is barren, so grant me, my your Lord, an heir, who will inherit prophethood from me and the family of Jacob, and make him, O Lord, pleasing to you. The angels announced, O Zachariah, indeed we give you the good news of the birth of a son whose name will be John, a name we have not given to anyone before. He wondered, my Lord, how can I have a son when my wife is barren and I have become extremely old? An angel replied, so will it be. Your Lord says it is easy for me, just as I created you before when you were nothing. Zechariah said, my Lord, grant me a sign. He responded, your sign is that you will not be able to speak to people for 3 nights, despite being healthy. So he came out to his people from the sanctuary, signaling to them to glorify Allah morning and evening. It was later said, O John, hold firmly to the scriptures, and we granted him wisdom while he was still a child, as well as purity and compassion from us, and he was God-fearing. And kind to his parents, he was neither arrogant nor disobedient. Peace be upon him the day he was born and the day of his death and the day he will be raised back to life. And mentioned in the book, O Prophet, the story of Mary when she withdrew from her family to a place in the east, screening herself off from them. Then we sent to her our angel Gabriel, appearing before her as a man perfectly formed. She appealed, I truly seek refuge in the most compassionate from you, so leave me alone if you are God-fearing. He responded, I am only a messenger from your Lord, sent to bless you with the pure son. She wondered, how can I have a son when no man has ever touched me, nor am I unchaste? He replied, so will it be. Your Lord says, it is easy for me, and so will we make him a sign for humanity and a mercy from us. It is a matter already decreed. So he conceived him and withdrew with him to a remote place. Then the pains of labor drove her to the trunk of a palm tree. She cried, alas, I wish I had died before this and was a thing long forgotten. So a voice reassured her from below her, do not grieve. Your Lord has provided a stream at your feet, and shake the trunk of this palm tree towards you. It will drop fresh, ripe dates upon you. So eat and drink and put your heart at ease. But if you see any of the people say, I have vowed silence to the most compassionate, so I'm not talking to anybody today. Then she turned to her people. Then she returned to her people carrying him. They said in shock, oh Mary, you have certainly done a horrible thing. Oh sister of Aaron, your father was not an indecent man, nor was your mother unchaste. So she pointed to the baby. They exclaimed, how can we talk to someone who is an infant in the cradle? Jesus declared, I am truly a servant of Allah. He has destined me to be given the scripture and to be a prophet. He has made me a blessing wherever I go and bid me to establish prayer and give alms tax as long as I live, and to be kind to my mother. He has not made me arrogant or defiant. Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I will be raised back to life. That is Jesus, son of Mary, and this is the word of truth, and about which they dispute. It is not for Allah to take a son, glory be to him. When he decrees a matter, he simply tells it, be it, and it is. Jesus also declared, surely Allah is my Lord and your Lord, so worship him alone. This is the straight path. Yet their various groups have differed among themselves about him. So woe to the disbelievers when they face a tremendous day. How clearly will they hear and see on the day they will come to us? But today the wrongdoers are clearly astray. And warn them, O Prophet, on the day of regret, when all matters will be settled, while they are engrossed in heedlessness and disbelief. Indeed, it is we who will succeed the earth and whoever is on it, and to us they will all be returned. And mentioned in the book, O Prophet, the story of Abraham. He was surely a man of truth and a prophet. Remember when he said to his father, O dear father, why do you worship what can neither hear nor see nor benefit you at all? O dear father, I have certainly received some knowledge which you have not received. So follow me and I will guide you to the straight path. Oh dear father, do not worship Shaitan. Surely Shaitan is ever rebellious against the most compassionate. Oh dear father, I truly fear that you will be touched by a torment from the most compassionate and become Shaitan's companion in hell. He threatened, how dare you reject my idols? O Abraham, if you do not desist, I will certainly stone you to death. So be gone from me for a long time. Abraham responded, peace be upon you. I will pray to my Lord for your forgiveness. He has truly been most gracious to me. As I distance myself from all of you and from whatever you invoke besides Allah, I will continue to call upon my Lord alone, trusting that I will never be disappointed in invoking my Lord. So after he had left them and what they worshipped besides Allah, we granted him Isaac and Jacob and made each of them a prophet. We them with our mercy and blessed them with honorable mention. And mentioned in the book, O Prophet, the story of Moses. He was truly a chosen man and was a messenger and a prophet. We called him from the right side of Mount Two and drew him near, speaking with him directly. And we appointed for him out of our grace his brother Harun as a prophet. But mentioned in the book, O Prophet, the story of Ismail. He was truly a man of his word and was a messenger and a prophet. He used to urge his people to pray and give alms tax, and his Lord was well pleased with him. And mention in the book, O Prophet, the story of Enoch. He was surely a man of truth and a prophet, and we elevated him to an honorable status. Those were some of the prophets who Allah has blessed from among the descendants of Adam, and of those we carried with Noah in the ark, and of the descendants of Abraham and Israel, and of those we rightly guided and chose. Whenever the revelations of the most compassionate were recited to them, they fell down prostrating and weeping.
Sorry, Auntie, just I want to declare something here for the sajda. We do it by Arabic, and if we read by English, we're not commanded to make sujood again, even if we read it by Arabic again. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did it, and he was reading in the end of Surah An-Najm, and there was sajda there, and one time he did sujood, and the second time he didn't. It's a sunnah, it's not fard. Yes, we should do it if it comes, of course, in a position to do it. If you're in a position to do it, okay. If you're not in a position to do it, then there is a dua, just you say it, inshallah. And with English, we don't need to do it twice. Like just we did it one time, and khalas, we don't need to do it. Jazakumullah khair. Go ahead, inshallah. Yeah, continue.
But they were succeeded by generations who neglected prayer and followed their lusts, and so will soon face the evil consequences. And for those who repent, believe, and do good, it is they who will be admitted into paradise, never being denied any reward. They will be in the gardens of eternity, promised in trust by the most compassionate to his surely be fulfilled. Then they will never hear any idle, only greetings of peace, and there they will have their provisions morning and evening. That is paradise. We will grant to whoever is devout among our servants. We only descend by the command of your Lord. To him belongs whatever is before us and whatever is behind us, and everything, and your Lord is never forgetful. He is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, so everything in between. So worship him alone and be steadfast in his worship. Do you know of equal to him in his attributes? Yet some people ask mockingly, after I die, I will really be raised to life again? Do such people not remember that we created them before when they were nothing? By your Lord, O Prophet, we will surely gather them along with the devils and then set them around hell on their knees. Then we will certainly begin by dragging out every group, the ones most defiant to the most compassionate, and we truly know best who is the most deserving of burning in it. There is none of you who will not pass over it. This is the decree of your Lord, which we must fulfill. Then we will deliver those who were devout, leaving the wrongdoers there on their knees. When our clear revelations are recited to them, the disbelievers ask the believers mockingly, which of the two of us is better in status and superior in assembly? Imagine, O Prophet, how many peoples we have destroyed before them, who were far better in luxury and splendor. Say, O Prophet, whoever is entranced in misguidance, the most compassionate will allow them plenty of time until, behold, they face what they are threatened with, either the torment of the hour, only then will they realize who is worse in the position and inferior in manpower. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, next, start from 76, please.
Jazakumullah khairan, Auntie. May Allah grant you health and wealth.
And Allah increases in guidance those who are rightly guided, and the everlasting good deeds are far better with your Lord in reward and in outcome. Have you seen, O Prophet, the one who rejects our revelations yet boasts, I will definitely be granted plenty of wealth and children, if there is an afterlife? Has he looked into the unseen or taken a pledge from the most compassionate? Not at all. We certainly record whatever he claims and will increase his punishment extensively. And we will inherit what he boasts of, and he will come before us all by himself. They have taken other gods instead of Allah, seeking strength and protection through them. But no, those gods will deny their worship and turn against them. Do you, O Prophet, not see that we have sent the devils against the disbelievers, constantly inciting them? So do not be in haste against them, for indeed we are closely counting down their days. Watch for the day we will gather the righteous before the most compassionate as an honored delegation, and drive the wicked to hell like a thirsty herd. None will have the right to intercede except those who have taken a covenant from the most compassionate. They say the most compassionate has offspring. You have certainly made an outrageous claim, by which the heavens are about to burst, the earth to split apart, and the mountains to crumble to pieces, in protest of attributing children to the most compassionate. It does not befit the majesty of the most compassionate to have children. There is none in the heavens or the earth who will not return to the most compassionate in full submission. Indeed, he fully knows them and has counted them precisely. and each of them will return to him on the day of judgment all alone. As for those who believe and do good, the most compassionate will certainly bless them with genuine love. Indeed, we have made this Quran easy in your language, O Prophet, so with it you may give good news to the righteous and warn those who are contentious. Imagine how many peoples we have destroyed before them. Do you still see any of them or even hear from them the slightest sound? Taha. We have not revealed the Quran to you, O Prophet, to cause you distress, but as a reminder to those in awe of Allah. It is a revelation from the one who created the earth and the high heavens, the most compassionate, who is established on the throne. To him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and whatever is in between and whatever is underground. Whether you speak openly or not, he certainly knows what is secret and what is even more hidden. Allah, there is no God worthy of worship except him. He has the most beautiful names. Has the story of Moses reached you, O Prophet? When he saw a fire, he said to his family, "Wait here, for I have spotted a fire. Perhaps I can bring you a torch from it or find some guidance at the fire." But when he approached it, he was called, "O Moses, it is truly I am your Lord, so take off your sandals, for you are in the sacred valley of Tuwa. Excuse me. I have chosen you, so listen to what is revealed. It is truly I am Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except me. So worship me alone and establish prayer for my remembrance. The hour is sure to come. My will is to keep it hidden so that every soul may be rewarded according to their efforts. So do not let those who disbelieve in it and follow their desires distract you from it. You will be doomed. Allah added, "And what is that in your right hand, O Moses?" He replied, "It is my staff. I lean on it, and with it I beat down branches for my sheep and have other uses for it." Allah said, "Throw it down, O Moses." So he did. Then behold, it became a serpent slithering. Allah said, "Take it and have no fear. We will return it to its former state. And put your hand under your armpit. It will come out shining white, unblemished as another sign, so that we may show you some of our greatest signs. Go to Pharaoh, for he has truly transgressed all bounds." Moses prayed, "My Lord, uplift my heart for me and make my task easy, and remove the impediment from my tongue, so people may understand my speech, and grant me a helper for my family, Aaron, my brother. Strengthen me through him, and let him share my task, so that we may glorify you much and remember you much, for truly you have always been overseeing us." Allah responded, "All that you requested has been granted, O Moses, and surely we had shown you favor before when we inspired your mother with this. Put him into a chest, then put it into the river. The river will wash it ashore, and he will be taken to Pharaoh, an enemy of mine and his. And I blessed you with lovability from me, O Moses, so that you would be brought up under my watchful eye. Remember, when your sister came along and proposed, 'Shall I direct you to someone who will nurse him?' So we reunited you with your mother so that her heart would be put at ease and she would not grieve. Later you killed a man by mistake, but we saved you from sorrow, as well as other tests we put you through. Then you stayed for a number of years among the people of Midian. Then you came here as predestined, O Moses. And I have selected you for my service. Go forth, you and your brother, with my signs, and never falter in remembering me. Go, both of you, to Pharaoh, for he has truly transgressed all bounds. Speak to him gently, so perhaps he may be mindful of me or fearful of my punishment." They both pleaded, "Our Lord, we fear that he might be quick to harm us or act tyrannically." Allah reassured them, "Have no fear, I am with you, hearing and seeing." So go to him and say, "Indeed, we are both messengers from your Lord, so let the children of Israel go with us and do not oppress them. We have come to you with a sign from your Lord, and salvation will be for whoever follows the right guidance. It has indeed been revealed to us that the punishment will be upon whoever denies the truth and turns away." Pharaoh asked, "Who then is the Lord of you two, O Moses?" He answered, "Our Lord is the one who has given everything its distinctive form, then guided it." Pharaoh asked, "And what about previous peoples?" He replied, "That knowledge is with my Lord in a record. My Lord neither falters nor forgets anything. He is the one who has laid out the earth for all of you and set it in pathways for you and sends down rain from the sky, causing various types of plants to grow. So eat and graze your cattle. Surely in this are the signs for people of sound judgment. From the earth we created you, and into it we will return you, and from it we will bring you back again. And we certainly showed Pharaoh all of our signs, but he denied them and refused to believe. He said, have you come to drive us out of our land with your magic, O Moses? We can surely meet you with similar magic. So set for us an appointment that neither of us will fail to keep in a central place. Moses said, your appointment is on the day of the festival, and let the people be gathered mid-morning. Pharaoh then withdrew, orchestrated his scheme, then returned. Moses warned the magicians, woe to you! Do not fabricate a lie against Allah, or he will wipe you out with the torment. Whoever fabricates lies is bound to fail. So the magicians disputed the matter among themselves, conversing privately. They concluded, these two are only magicians who want to drive you out of your land with their magic and do away with your most cherished traditions. So orchestrate your plan, then come forward in perfect ranks, and whoever prevails today will certainly be successful. They said, O Moses, either you cast or let us be the first to cast. Moses responded, no, you go first. And suddenly the ropes and staffs appeared to him by their magic to be slithering. So Moses concealed fear within himself. We reassured him, do not fear, it is certainly you who will prevail. Cast what is in your right hand, and it will swallow up what they have made, for what they have made is no more than a magic trick, and magicians can never succeed wherever they go. So the magicians fell down in prostration, declaring, we believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses. Pharaoh threatened, how dare you believe in him before I give you permission? He must be your master who taught you magic. I will certainly cut off your hands and feet on opposite sides and crucify you on the trunks of palm trees. You will really see whose punishment is more severe and more lasting. They responded, by the one who created us, we will never prefer you over the clear proofs that have come to us. So do whatever you want. Your authority only covers the fleeting life of this world. Indeed, we have believed in our Lord, so he may forgive our sins and that magic you have forced us to practice. And Allah is far superior in reward and more lasting in punishment. Whoever comes to their Lord as an evildoer will certainly have hell, where they can neither live nor die. But whoever comes to him as a believer, having done good, they will have the highest ranks. The gardens of eternity under which the rivers flow, where they will stay forever. That is the reward of those who purify themselves. And we surely inspired Moses, saying, leave with my servants at night and strike a dry passage for them across the sea. Have no fear of being overtaken, nor be concerned of drowning. Then Pharaoh pursued them with his soldiers, but how overwhelming were the waters that submerged them. And so Pharaoh led his people astray and did not guide them rightly. O children of Israel, we saved you from your enemy and made an appointment with you on the right side of Mount Tur and sent down to you manna and quails, saying, eat from the good things we have provided for you, but do not transgress in them, or my wrath will befall you, and whoever my wrath befalls is certainly doomed. But I am truly most forgiving to whoever repents, believes, and does good, then persists on true guidance. Allah asked, why have you come with such haste ahead of you people, O Moses? He replied, they are close on my tracks, and I have hastened to you, my Lord, so you will be pleased. Allah responded, we have indeed tested your people in your absence, and the Samiri has led them astray. So Moses returned to his people furious and sorrowful. He said, O my people, had your Lord not made you a good promise? Has my absence been too long for you? Or have you wished for wrath from your Lord to befall you, so you broke your promise to me? They argued, we did not break our promise to you of our own free will, but we were made to carry the burden of the people's golden jewelry. Then we threw it into the fire, and so did the Samiri. Then he molded for them an idol of a calf that made a lowing sound. They said, this is your God and the God of Moses. But Moses forgot where it was. Did they not see that it did not respond to them, nor could it protect or benefit them? Aaron had already warned them beforehand, O my people, you are only being tested by this, for indeed your one true Lord is the most compassionate, so follow me and obey my orders. They replied, we will not cease to worship it until Moses returns to us. Moses scolded his brother, O Aaron, what prevented you when you saw them going astray from following after me? How could you disobey my orders? Aaron pleaded, O son of my mother, do not seize me by my beard or the hair of my head. I really feared that you would say, you have caused division among the children of Israel and did not observe my word. Moses then asked, what did you think you were doing, O Samiri? He said, I saw what they did not see, so I took a handful of dust from the hoof prints of the horse of the messenger angel Gabriel, then cast it onto the molded calf. This is what my lower self tempted me to do. Moses said, go away then, and for the rest of your life you will surely be crying, do not touch me, then you will certainly have a fate that you cannot escape. Now look at your God to which you have been devoted. We will burn it up, then scatter it in the sea completely. Then Moses addressed his people, "Your only God is Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except Him. He encompasses everything in His knowledge. This is how we relate to you, O Prophet, some of the stories of the past, and we have certainly granted you a reminder from us. Whoever turns away from it will surely bear the burden of sin on the day of judgment, suffering its consequences forever. What an evil burden they will carry on Judgment Day." Jazakallah khair.
إياكم إن شاء الله. Sister Ola. You're going to read until the end, Sister Ola. It's a bit around like 32 ayahs, inshallah.
No problem, inshallah.
We're going to end this surah and we're going to finish, inshallah, guys, inshallah. But be awake a little bit for the question.
Bismillah. Beware of the day the trumpet will be blown, and we will gather the wicked and that. Whoop.
You're going to be aware, yeah? Yeah, be aware of the day.
Bismillah. Beware of the day the trumpet will be blown, and we will gather the wicked and that day blue-faced from Ora and Tess. They will whisper among themselves, You stayed no more than 10 days on the earth. We know best what they will say. The most reasonable of them will say, You stayed no more than a day. And if they ask you, O Prophet, about the mountains, then say, My Lord will wipe them out completely, leaving the heads level and bare, with neither desperations nor derivations to be seen. On that day, all will follow the caller for assembly, and none will dare to deviate. All voices will be hushed before the most compassionate. Only whispers will be heard. On that day, no intercession will be of any benefit except by those granted permission by the most compassionate and whose words are agreeable to him. He fully knows that what is ahead of them and what is behind them, and they cannot encompass him in their knowledge. All faces will be humbled before the ever-living, all sustaining, and those burdened with wrongdoings will be in last. But whoever does good and is a believer, we have no fear of being wronged or denied their reward. And so we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran and buried the warnings in it. So perhaps they will shun evil, or it may cause them to be mindful. Exalted is Allah, the true King. Do not rush to recite a revelation of the Quran, O Prophet, before it is properly conveyed to you, and pray, My Lord, increase me in knowledge. And indeed, we once made a covenant with Adam, but he forgot, and so we did not find determination in him. And remember, when we said to the angels, Prostrate before Adam, so they all did, but not Iblis, who refused arrogantly. So we caution, O Adam, this is surely an enemy to you and your wife. So do not let him drive you both out of paradise, for you, O Adam, would then suffer hardship. Here it is guaranteed that you never go hungry or unclothed, nor will you ever suffer from thirst or the sun is heat. But Satan whispered to him, saying, O Adam, shall I show you the tree of immorality and a kingdom that does not fade away? So they both ate from the tree, and then their nakedness was exposed to them, prompting them to cover themselves with leaves from paradise. So Adam disobeyed the Lord and so lost his way. Then his Lord chose him for his grace, accepted his repentance, and guided him rightly. Allah said, They sent both of you from here together with Satan as enemies to each other. Then when guidance comes to you from me, whoever follows my guidance will neither go astray in this life nor suffer in the next. But whoever turns away from my reminder will certainly have a miserable life. Then we will raise them up blind on the day of judgment. They will cry, My Lord, why have you raised me up blind, although I used to see? Allah will respond, It is so, just as our revelations came to you and you neglected them, so today you are neglected. This is how we reward whoever transgresses and does not believe in the revelations of the Lord, and the punishment of the hereafter is far more severe and more everlasting. Is it not yet clear to them? Yeah. How many people will destroy before them, whose ruins they will still bypass? Surely in these are signs for people of sound judgment. Had it not been for a prior decree from your Lord, O Prophet, and the term already said, their instant doom would have been inevitable. Scroll up. So be patient, O Prophet, with what they say, and glorify the praises of your Lord before sunrise and before sunset, and glorify him in the hours of the night and at both ends of the day, so that you may be pleased with the reward. Do not let your eyes crave what we have allowed some of the disbelievers to enjoy, the fleeting splendor of the worldly life, which we test them with. But your Lord's provision in the hereafter is far better and more lasting. Can you scroll up? Bid your people to pray and be diligent in observing it. We do not ask you to provide. It is we who provide for you, and the ultimate outcome is only for the people of righteousness. They demand, if only you could bring us sign from his Lord. Have they not already received the confirmation of what is in earlier scriptures? Had we destroyed them with a torment before his prophet came, they would have surely argued, Our Lord, if only you had sent us a messenger, we would have followed your revelations before being humiliated and put to shame. Say to them, O prophet, each of us is waiting, so keep waiting. You will soon know who is in the straight path and is rightly guided.
جزاكم الله خيرا sister. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. We finished the Surah Taha today. Inshallah, we're going to start from next, inshallah, tomorrow. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Now the question. Quick question. Everybody here? كله هنا، كله شيخ سعيد معانا، كله هنا عشان السؤال. لحظة السؤال دلوقتي إن شاء الله. كله يجي على الكاميرا إن شاء الله. السؤال هنا. إن شاء الله. بسم الله. The question is, for today there is a color, there is an organ, there is a mountain, there is a tree.
Wasn't the color blue?
No, please nobody talk until raise your hands up or
We can't have our camera on.
okay, there is a hand. You know, if you go to this face down, it's make a hand or make like this or make like this or anything. Make like this. Is that funny, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, there is a color, there is a organ, there is a mountain, there is a tree, and there is two birds. Here's the question. Who's here? Who's putting his hand up? Sheikh Saeed, your hands up or no? Hamada, we can't see you.
See you, brother. I don't know English.
طيب, okay.
Sorry.
No problem. إبراهيم يلا تشوز. عندك sister Shahla, عندك brother Nasser.
Grandma.
Don't pick grandma. She did last time.
No, Ibrahim, listen, come here to the screen. Come a little bit up. Be honest. Be honest. Don't worry about mom or grandpa or anybody or grandma. There is choose from this. There is mom, there is Soha, there is sister Jasmine and brother Nasser. There is your grandmother. Your mom, your grandmother, Soha, brother Nasser.
Mom.
There you go.
Okay, mom, go ahead.
Go ahead, mom.
I know part of the answer. I think the color is green. The
Um,
mountain is Mount Tur. The
Yeah.
birds are manna and quails.
The color is not the green. Number one. Number two, the mountain is Tur. Yes, it's right.
Tur.
The-
The birds are manna and quail.
Yeah, and the tree.
Tree.
Okay, who knows?
The palm tree.
I can't hear, guys. So many.
The palm tree where baby Maryam was holding.
The palm tree. Okay.
Yeah.
What
else?
about?
Wasn't
What
the
about?
color blue?
No,
Silver. The color is silver.
no,
Green also. Green garments.
no.
It said blue-eyed.
Silver.
You can brocade green garments.
It's in ayah in Surah Taha in ayah 22. It's
Yeah,
white.
but it also said garments of gold, brocade and
I'm not taking your color, guys. I'm taking my color.
green, brother.
I got it white.
Yes, white. What about the organ?
Organ.
This is
Organ, I don't know, brother.
Sister Jasmine.
Oh, brother Omar put his hand up. Let them.
Omar came. Sister Jasmine. You know the organ? But don't tell me the heart, because you told me yesterday it's not the heart. Sister Jasmine.
So it was the tongue, Moses' tongue.
Yeah, yes. Right.
There was armpit, there was eyes, there was heart.
Yes, there is a lots of organs going on.
I think the tongue is the one.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Then the crown today between Sister Shahla, Sister Jasmine, and Tiziba and Soha.
Next time we need to find someone else. Ibrahim always picks for his family.
Ibrahim
That's not fair, Ibrahim.
Yes.
You always pick your family.
Yeah.
Ibrahim always.
Or small kids.
We're gonna pick Omar.
Yeah.
Think of Omar John. Yeah, Omar John.
Omar gonna choose me. Alhamdulillah. Then now the crown between Sister Shahla and Sister Jasmine and Tiziba and Soha.
Everything goes in the mouth.
He's,
Omar
Yeah,
Jan
Omar,
has teeth
yeah.
now?
he's teething.
He's have
teething, yeah.
he have 4 teeth and he didn't lift.
Bangladesh. I see the two
I
front
saw
teeth.
the teeth. It's so good.
He have 2 teeth and he let everybody's hand swallow with the 4 teeth.
He's gonna chew everybody's feet.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's so cute, Omar. May Allah reward him and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of our kids, Ya Rabbal Alameen.
Ameen, ameen.
Inshallah, jazakum Allah khairan, my beloved brothers and sisters. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it in your a'mal, in your good deeds. Inshallah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our Ramadan from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadah and our worshipping. اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا ونور أبصارنا وجلاء همومنا وأحزاننا. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار على الوجه الذي يرضيك عنا. اللهم اجعله شاهدا لنا لا علينا. اللهم اجعله أمامنا فيقودنا إلى الجنة ولا تجعله خلفنا فيسوقنا إلى النار. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يدركون ليلة القدر. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إن
آمين يا رب العالمين.
Internet connection.
Soha, you are the host.
Oh, there's two of brother Yaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I tried to back it from the phone because the laptop went out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, جزاكم الله خيرا.